This is slightly cross-threaded, and we get our first big job in the shop. This fantastic mullet machine is a 1981 Camaro Z28. Or, as they say up in the woods where my shop is, a Camaro. I am up in the sticks with the hicks and the ticks. I am a city yuppie. This is gonna be great up here. So this belongs to a customer of mine. He came from a good distance away to bring it here. Now this looks like a stock Z28, but under the hood, I don't know how well you'll see this. It's got an LS3. So this is what a lot of people run into. They start into a project and they get a little overwhelmed. So he brought it here. I'm going to take it over. I'm going to get it running. I'm going to clean up a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of the wiring. Clean up the fuel system. This has a Fitech Ultimate LS 500 horsepower kit on it. It's got the ICT brackets. It's got a sloppy stage 2 cam in it. It's got a Champion radiator with the dual fans. That's kind of my go-to for radiators. And it's a perfect candidate. This car is in phenomenal shape. He is going to get it repainted at some point. It has the bigger Z28 wheels on it. I absolutely love those. For the rear, we're trying to find one that's a little bit wider. Probably try and find a 17 by 10 or a 17 by 9 if they make them. We're going to find out. Inside, it's pretty standard. He's got a Dakota digital that I've got to wire up. We're going to do a Gen 5 console in it if we can find one. It's got a TKO500 transmission. Around back, it's pretty standard. It's a beautiful car for an LS swap. I think with this transmission and all that, and this motor, it's going to be a beautiful driving car when it's done. It's got a few little tweaks. He said the steering's loose. So we're talking about suspension, maybe brakes. And I'm going to just clean up a whole bunch of stuff. My big thing with these is the wiring for the cowl induction servo. Those washer lines and all that. I'm going to make a custom sub harness that's going to hide all that and tuck it away. It's got the air induction system on it. There's his bunch of parts that he brought me and some oil and my Yeti tumbler. So I've already gone through that. It's also getting a hydraulic clutch conversion kit from McLeod, which means I got to pull that booster off and all that. So that's going to be fun. It's already got the hydraulic throwout bearing in the transmission with the McLeod clutch. So yeah, we're just going to go all over this, gear it up, clean it up, make it pretty, make it run, make it reliable and safe. Now we're going to start at the back, which means I'm going to drop the fuel tank because it's got a Holley EFI pump in it. I'm not sure how it's wired. I'm going to check it all out. I'm going to change because it's about 37 degrees with the humidity right now, and I am wearing jeans and 2 shirts. So I'm going to change, get the car jacked up, and get under it and start pulling stuff out of it. Well, my jack just broke trying to jack this thing up. Lucky I got another new fancy one coming that matches my color scheme. I've got my phone hooked to my fancy little cam girl ring light. Just prepared for when this all goes tits up and I have to start an OnlyFans. Slightly cross-threaded OnlyFans. I am prepared. I'm even wearing my knee pads. Getting ready. So I'm going to drop this tank and verify that Holley fuel pump. Probably make a sub harness for that because I don't think it's wired great. Gonna pull the factory fuel lines all the way off, all the way up to the front. That's gonna be real fun without getting it in the air a little bit higher, but you know, I lost about 80 pounds in the last 2 years thanks to stress, so I should be fine. Yeah, time to drop the tank and then Go from there. You're not a 3/8. What are you? Are you metric? Are you a 10? Are you 11? What are you? This is one of my favorite tools, my little snap-on driver. I'm going to trade it in for a green one if they make them. Everything has to match. Getting these out was absolutely terrible, but they're out. I can fish them through, and then I can start rebuilding everything up to the firewall. That regulator's going, and that whole mess of fittings is going. So, I'm going to make a harness, or trim this harness up, hook some power to it, and pump this tank out so it's easier to move around and I get the old stale gas out. Fun. I don't advise this doing it at home or completely alone, but I make do. I also think I just had a coyote in my driveway and it ran off when I yelled at it. I am absolutely terrified of coyotes. This is the way we drain the tank, drain the tank, drain the tank. This is the way we drain the tank, fire hazard. Don't do this at home. This is stupid. I'm just tired and it's hot. And there are wolves after me. Still a little bit of gas in there. Still a little bit in there. Alright, so this is what we have for a tank. This is from Tanks Inc. This is a brand where it's a perfectly fine, serviceable tank. I don't go to my way to use them. I don't go to my way to not use them. But, excuse me, I prefer Holley or Aeromotive tanks where they have a slightly better, what I think is a slightly better fuel pump setup. Usually the pump and the sending unit is all in one. It's not two separate things. You can see here the vent is wide off. That is my feed line there. That's my vent. So I've got to do something with all this. I'm going to clean all this up, make a sub harness, just make this look way better. It's not bad, but it's not really the way I'd want to do stuff. I got burp. Much better.